Ring Magazine have posted their award nominees for 2025. As of today, the winners of the actual awards are not out, so I'm just going to be going through it and picking out who I'm going to think is going to win. Altogether, there's about 8 awards that they've posted on their Instagram. To start off with, we got Prospect of the Year. The ones on this list with the least amount of fights are Pat Brown and the Japanese guy Tsunomi. I no clue how you say his name. First watched him fight on the Times Square card, which was this year, back in May. Seems like it was a while ago. And if you compare him to like the rest of the list, I think the people who have the best chance of winning it are either Vargas or Whittaker. I know Vargas would appeal more to an American audience and Whittaker would appeal more to a British audience. His quality of opponents may not be the best, but we need to remember, he's only had 11 bouts. He had a draw against Liam Cameron at the end of 2024, and at the start of 2025, he managed to stop him on the feet. But I don't think anyone expected it to actually be so short. I thought it was going to go the decision. Many people thought Whittaker was not going to win this, and he ended up surprising everyone by actually getting a stoppage. So you have to give him credit where it's due. But the next opponent, Gavazi, he had a really good record coming into it, 19-1. But of course, his opponents just weren't that good. The only guy with like an undefeated record that he beat is this guy. I don't really know what he's accomplished. And he lost his first pro fight. And that guy has gone on to, he's fought for a European title, he's won international silver. So he didn't lose to someone that's terrible, he lost to someone that's alright. What I found funny about that fight, the promo, I believe they only started it like a month before. And there was this video of them two squaring up and Ben's like, oh, who have you fought? And the comments were just full of, mate, that's friendly fire. Even though he gets a lot of hate and people get onto him for his quality of opponents, I find him quite entertaining. There's no doubt in my mind that he'd win a world title. I'm not sure about this year, but in the future, definitely. And even as an amateur, he done really well. He got silver in the Olympics, and if you watch his fights, he's got really good movement. So he's a good fighter to study. The next award is Trainer of the Year. Now, being honest, I don't really look too much into trainers. The names that stick out to me are these 3, Garcia, Inoue's dad, and Bomac. A quick Google search on who Robert Garcia trains. So Rodriguez, Ortiz, and Raymond Moratala. Again, I'm so bad with names. Surprised I haven't really heard of him. He's fighting. Oh wait, no, he's fighting Andy Cruz. Yes, I have. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting fight. I've seen like highlights of him, but I haven't actually watched the full fight live, so this will be interesting. So Garcia does have some decent people under his belt. I know he trained Anthony Joshua for the rematch against Usyk. There was that whole altercation after the fight, so I'm not sure what happened there. So previously, okay, he's worked with Nonito Donaire, Mikey Garcia, Marcus Maidana. So yeah, he's worked with loads of people. There is Shingo Inoue, which is Inoue's dad. But apart from his 2 sons, so Inoue and Inoue's brother, Takuma, I don't really think I could see him winning Trainer of the Year. Now, Bomac, who's known for training Crawford, he's also trained Eubank Jr. twice. One was for the Liam Smith rematch, where he did make improvements by ditching that hands low style, and then the Conor Benn rematch, which, as you know, it just did not look good. I don't know if he was just drained, knackered, whatever it was, but he chose to get in the ring in that condition, so you can't really use that as an excuse. He was working with Keyshawn Davis, but I'm pretty sure Keyshawn left him recently, so it's a hard one for me to pick between Garcia and Bomac. Before I pick, Rudy Hernandez, I know he's known for training Nakatani, and Manny Rebels. I know he trained Andy Ruiz Jr. I'm not sure if he's still with him, but he's the one that helped him get the world title. But yeah, it's a hard decision to pick between these two. If I had to pick, I feel like, because Bomac really only has Terence Crawford this year, who's had success with the Canelo fight, I gotta give it to Robert Garcia simply because he has many more people. Bam Rodriguez and Ortiz, specifically, them two stood out this year. So I'd give it to him. Now, upset of the year, starting off with Rolly and Garcia. He came into the Garcia fight as a heavy underdog. People believe Garcia was just going to easily run through him and set up that rematch with Devin Haney. But of course, that did not happen. I don't know if it was because of the Osterine or he was just off that night. But you have to give Rolly his credit, he can box. I thought he was going to come out like a lunatic swinging, but he kept it technical. Echo versus Josh. Again, I think compared to the other people on the list, it's going to be hard. Same with Caleb Plant's fight. I feel like Rolly and Wardley have to be the two to pick. If I had to choose between it, I'm just lost because I think people honestly expected Parker to beat Wardley with ease because Wardley's known for brawling. Parker's like the more of the boxer. The thing is with Parker, I felt like him putting on all that weight was not good because he wasn't really known for being a massive puncher. He was known for being a really good mover and being able to box people. When he put on all that weight, his movement just wasn't there. I just don't think he's been boxing as well. So yeah, it's a really hard decision for me to choose. So this was Rolly and Garcia. As you can see, Rolly, he is boxing off the jabbing to the body a lot, which Ryan was struggling to answer for. Now here's a knockdown people did not expect to happen early. I thought Rolly was the one that was going to get caught by being reckless, but he ended up dropping Garcia. Now Woodley and Parker. Now the stoppage, it was controversial, but as you can see, he just was not answering back, so the ref had the right to just jump in and stop it. And just because the stoppage is early, it does not mean it's bad or it's the wrong decision. I know the American audience will lean more to Plant and Resendez. If I had to pick, I feel like Romero and Garcia, simply because in the Haney fight, we seen a completely different Garcia, and he just did not perform. And now what, he's fighting for a world title after that? I don't even know if he's taking that fight seriously. I know he's big on streaming right now, but I don't know, is that going to distract him? Is he still focused? I'm not sure. But yeah, for upset of the year, I'll just pick Romero and Garcia. Then again, I feel like Resendez could take it since that's what the American audience would lean to, but I've just got to stick with what I'm doing. Now we got round of the year. So a big one people talk about is Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. I think that's more to do with the storyline because there was such a really good build up. That's why people love that fight. And I know majority of people do love a scrap, but me, nah, I prefer technical fights. Callum Smith and Joshua Buatsi, that's a very underrated fight. That fight was really good. When it first got announced, I was like, oh, it's not really going to be that good. Callum Smith's getting old. I could see Buatsi winning it, but then again, don't know how good he is. But when I actually watched it live, that was something else. That was honestly definitely one of the best fights of the year. Hrgovic and Adelaide just did not do nothing. I wouldn't give it that. The fight was just not that good. Higa and the Japanese guy, I can't really pronounce his name. I wouldn't say, because that fight, I seen highlights. I don't watch it live, so I wouldn't really choose it. Same with Kenshiro's fight. I just watched highlights again and I saw the round 12 on TikTok. People really loved that. Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, that, yes, it was a really good fight. But I think it's because of the build-up. Look at, so this is Callum Smith and Joshua Buatsi. I really enjoyed this fight live.
Is Buatsi, very good work, a smile from the Londoner. We're winning.
Yeah, Adelaide, he just done nothing yet. He slams his gloves together and then still maybe does a bit and that's it. It just was not a good fight to watch. Yeah, now Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn won. That fight, iconic, especially the top round. But yeah, as you can see, it was just a complete slugfest. There was like no technical side to it. It was just straight up brawl, which people do enjoy. I would go for Callum Smith and Joshua Buatsi, but then because of build up, I think it's going to be given to Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn 1. Now going on to knockout of the year, this is probably the one that people are most interested to know. Brian Norman Jr., that was a really good knockout, where they both done jabs to the bodies and Norman knocked him out with a left hook. I'm actually trying to find out who has the best left hook. You could say Norman, but I don't know, honestly. I'm still trying to figure that out. Now, Wardley and Hooney, this one, Wardley was getting outboxed like crazy. And all of a sudden, he just throws out one right hand and it lands. Pretty much, I'd call it an inshallah punch that he landed, but it was still iconic. The thing is, I couldn't really see the knockout properly because the stream that I was watching, they just turned the camera to the crowd, so I don't really get to see Hooney get up. Bam Rodriguez, again, he's got some really good highlights. But then you got to look at the list of people. Alexander Dubois too, that one, honestly, I don't think people expected Usyk to chin Dubois like that because Usyk's not a big power puncher. Like all his heavyweight bouts, except from Dubois, have gone the decision. Frank Martin's knockout, yeah, it was good, but then, again, I think you got to look at opponents as well. I think it has to be between these three fights. It's hard to say. The Norman one, that was really good. Wardley, again, look, it's like one punch won in the fight. Which, I'm not trying to take away from him. He was still looking for it. So it's good that he did not give up. Just shows the type of person he is. But again, it doesn't show Hooney get up. So I don't know. Was he ready to continue? I don't know. Yeah, Bam's knockout was good as well, but again, I think the other ones are just better. This one as well, this is definitely my favourite one. I did not expect that. And the towel got thrown in, you didn't see it, but he gets up with the towels already in, but The ref didn't consider the towel because his back's turned. Yeah, I don't think the bar was happy. So much going on in the build-up. This one's good as well, but again, it's like the other ones I just prefer. So yeah, if I had to give it to someone, I think Usyk and Dubois too, which is pretty ironic because Dubois won Knockout of the Year against AJ last year. Well, in the last year awards for the year before. Probably just confused myself. A female fight of the year, I'll be honest, I haven't really watched much female boxing. And the only person I really watched in here is Katie Taylor. So I guess, being biased, I'll just give it to her. Okay, that's a really good question. How's Fundora not on the list? Yeah, I'm not sure. She only made a few defenses and that's it. To this person saying it makes sense. Now, fight of the year. This one's going to be hard. My favourite fight has to be Better Biev and Bivol 2. But that doesn't mean the award's going to go to them. There's Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. The fight itself, now, like I said, I prefer technical fights, like skillful fights. I know people love a brawl. That's what the general public like. That's what they're paying for. But I think that fight was more so good because of the build-up, not necessarily what was going on in the actual ring, because of the whole storyline that their dads had. Inoue's fight, he just outclasses his opponents all the time. Abdullah Mason and Sam Nooks, that honestly, another incredible fight that I think has a potential to be fight of the year as well. This fight, this is the one where I just watched highlights. I didn't watch the full fight live. This was definitely the most skillful fight. Both of them were 50-50 fights. In my opinion, Better Biev won the first fight by a round and Bivol won the second fight by like 2 rounds. So I think they were fair decisions. And there was controversy, but again, it's a very close fight. It's an easy way for it to be scored the other way. Eubank and Conor Benn won. Again, really good fight, especially the build-up. That's what stood out. Fight of the year definitely can be considered, but I think maybe this will probably get it, but I'd prefer Better Biev and Bivol 2. It's a shame they never had their third fight. Inoue's fight, this was iconic because he got dropped in the first round, got up and then dropped him in the second, and just completely dominated. But again, I feel like I just prefer the other fights. Yeah, Abdullah Mason, Sam Nooks. This is the fight that caused him to become the youngest current active world champion. And honestly, one of my favourite fights of the year. If I had to pick 3 from this list, it's Bivol 2, Benn 1, and in this fight, Mason and Nooks. But again, this one, it's a hard one to predict because I think people are going to really lean towards Eubank and Benn 1 just because of the build-up. But if I had to choose, it's really hard to pick between Better Biev and Bivol 2 and Mason and Nooks. Honestly, I'm stuck. I would say I'll just go for Better Biev and Bivol 2 in my opinion. But again, if I had to choose what they'd pick, it would probably be Eubank and Benn 1. We don't know. We'll see that when they announce it. And now, male fighter of the year. Straight away, I said Bivol fighter of the year. Then again, he only fought once this year. And it's a shame we never got that third fight. Got the second fight, 4 months after the first one. And we yet to have the third fight, which is a shame. So I wouldn't give it to him. Crawford, highly likely to give it to him because of the whole Canelo fight. No one really expected him to win, and he full on just outclassed Canelo for 12 rounds. You could say he was running, but if he's punching a lot, that's not really running though, is it? It's good boxing. It's Jesse Bam Rodriguez simply because of the amount of fights he's had and what he's done. That stands out. Even in a way, he's fought 4 times this year. So he's been very active. And we got Wardley, had that Hooney fight, and then beating Joseph Parker to become a world champion. Even though it's a shame it didn't happen in the fight, it was after where he just got given it. I'm sure it would have meant a lot more if that happened in the fight, and he does deserve it. So this is when Bivol became undisputed. We got Crawford up against Canelo. Love this fight, honestly, just showed how he's so skilled, and I believe he retired at the right time, retired at the top. Classic Bam getting some good highlight clips. And we got Inoue just dominating his opponents. And yeah, Wardley, no one really just expected much from him, and now he's a world champion. So fair enough. Yeah, this is a good point. Inoue fought 4 times while being undisputed. First man in 42 years to defend the ring belt 4 times in a single year. So I understand why he deserves it. I would want to lean heavily towards Crawford just because of the Canelo fight. Then again, that's a single fight. I do think it makes sense that Inoue fighting 4 times defending the ring belt while being undisputed. It's a hard one. I think both of them are my favourite to watch as well. I'd say Bud, he did do the impossible and took on the biggest challenge. Yeah, it's a very hard one. I can't pick. I'm just gonna choose a random one and just say Inoue. But I'll be surprised if it's none of them that get it. And that's the whole list done. It's very hard to choose a specific one for each award because of the contenders and the stuff that we've seen this year. It's been a really good year for boxing, especially because of Riyadh season. We're finally getting the fights that we actually won. Fighters are getting paid really well, so they're actually willing to fight. And what I like is people are not really that scared of losing their O anymore. Like, you're seeing losses are more common, and the fans ain't as harsh as they used to be. So it's a good direction where boxing's heading to.